agriculture from McNeese. And so when I graduated in 1961, that time right there, I started off a business in the nursery business, landscaping. It progressed. I went from landscaping, tree surgery, spraying of trees. I had a nursery over here, and it evolved. And I look back at my life now, like let's think the airport south of town, and you look at those oak trees. I planted those oak trees; they were that big. So I look at my past and the size of the trees now that I planted 50 years ago. Okay, so as we went along with the landscape and everything, I always worked two jobs because we started off with nothing. My brother and I was partners, and we had nothing when we started in the business. So I always worked two jobs. One job to support my family, the other job to begin my business. But as time went on, my wife and I decided to go into the flower shop business. That was natural because of my degree. And so from there, as the flower shop grew and I got older, well, landscaping got harder, tree surgery, you kind of just lost heart in it because it's all very dangerous. Tree surgery is very dangerous. So, and spraying and everything. So anyway, so pretty soon we were just in the flower shop business. And I had 4,600 accounts on computer when we got rid of the flower shop. So we had a real large business. Well, when I turned 40 years old, I always had two jobs, okay? And at that time, when I was about 31 years old, I just had my flower shop then in my landscaping business. And pretty soon, like I said, I was just in the flower shop business. Well, as we went along, here's a picture of us in the flower shop business. We were young at one time, as you can see. That's a picture for y'all. Gonna have that picture.
You got keys? Yeah, good. Yep.
Okay, our landscape places like y'all would recognize Hicks's Funeral Home on Ron Street.
Yes, sir.
You want to drive in there? There's a big old magnolia tree that I planted was that big. And that's that big. You know how long it takes a magnolia tree to grow. So
Yes, sir.
I see my life in trees. Okay, so that's right there. We were younger. Okay, as the flower shop grew and everything like that, well, pretty soon, like I said, I was just in the florist business. And when I was almost 40 years old, my wife knew me like a book. I was just doing one job, and so we driving home one day, and she said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm bored." I said, "I do the same thing day in and day out." So she said, "Well, you want to open another business?" I said, "Yeah, what do you want to open up?" First of all, she's my partner also, besides being my wife and my best friend. So she said, let's open us a clothing store. I said, okay. So we drove home. My brother was my partner also. He's 8 years older than me. At that time, he's 48 years old, and I'm 40, almost 40. So we decided to go home and said, we'll open a clothing store. So we opened a clothing store. So I called up my friend, the building on the other side over there. That next morning, he started building the building. 2 weeks later, we were in Dallas buying clothes. Never been in the business in our life. Knew nothing about it, but we having fun. Here's a picture of the clothing store.
Wow.
That's that building over there.
That's awesome.
So
that's the building across the street?
Yeah, that's the building.
That's where you order your food.
Those are all extra.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those pictures.
And the next day I called up and I told a friend of mine, Wilbur Andrews and Sparky Myers, we're partners, and I said, Wilbur, I did his still doing their landscaping. I said, Wilbur, I want to build a 2,000 square foot building, goodbye. He said, I don't build nothing that small. I said, you do now. He started laughing. I didn't know what it was going to look like. That's how it was. And so he built that building, and then 2 weeks later we in Dallas, didn't even know where we were going. And everywhere we were buying clothes, you had to buy clothes months ahead of time, okay? You don't just go up there and pick your clothes out. Well, the dress shop was going along real good. My daughter Jill she was a teenager, and so was my niece. Okay? We still had our flower shop. We always had our flower shop as our basis, our horticulture business. Well, 3 years later, unfortunately, my brother contacted cancer. He died at 51 years old. So we started when he was 48 and 51. So I liquidated the clothing business immediately. And I bought my sister-in-law and my nephew-in-law them out of the business and everything, just because it's time for her to retire. She's a few years older than me. And I got kind of sad after a while, because I had lost my brother and kind of coasting along. And so then the kids were getting older, so one day I told them, I said, look, y'all, I'm going to be 52 pretty soon. I said, and I'm ready to retire when I'm 55. And they said, we don't want that flower shop. That's hard living. It's hard work, believe it or not. You're on your feet and everything. Well, they wanted a deli. My nephew Rick said, let's open a deli, Uncle. I said, okay, we'll open a deli. I said, I'm going to show you how to bake my bread, because I do know how to bake bread. So we started that, I think it was 22 years ago now. We started
1989.
22 years ago. So we opened a deli. It took me 6 months of perfecting my bread to be what I wanted for sandwiches, because so some of my friends gained 20 pounds in that time. We would come over twice a week, and we would cook bread and make sandwiches and everything. I can mention his name, but one of them, he gained 20 pounds. So, and I started gaining too. All right, so anyway, we opened the deli up, and I said, well, I'm going to give y'all kids 5 years to get it going. Okay? Well, the first day we opened up, I baked bread. I had so much bread baked that my nephew Ricky, don't forget, we had our flour shop still going. We had a full-fledged florist going on next door. And the smaller part of this side was a deli. And so my nephew Ricky said, what do you bake all this bread for? I said, until somebody shows up. Well, guess what? People showed up. I ran out of bread at 1:30.
Cool. Pretty good.
So my son Lee was working at Boeing, an aircraft company. And I told him, I said, well, Lee, you got to quit. A few days I knew we had to quit because I still had my full-fledged florist business going on. We were working hard. In fact, after the first day the deli was open, my wife and I drove home. We always drive over 210, come back to Interstate 10 and go home out towards that Charlton Highway, Dawson's Lucille. When we got home, she said, you know, we had a good life going. She said, we got a tiger by the tail. I said, yes. We both grabbed each other and started crying. We realized that we was in something we did not think was going to work.
Wow.
We did not know it was going to. We thought to take off in a year or two, you know. We took off on the very first day, and after a week or two ride, how long was that before you ride? My son-in-law got a degree in electronics, and so he's baking bread and stuff like that. Okay? So anyway, he came into the business. Am I right, Brian? A few weeks later, and so we hired people and had my flour shop, had my deli. Everything's going on real good. About the time I'm 55 years old, my wife developed blood clots. I had carpal tunnel syndrome in both hands. We no longer could be in the florist business, so we sold it out. It became Flour of the Lake, sold it to a boy that played Heidi from McLeese out in Heiser, and Billy Easy on Judge Easy. We sold it out to them, and they bought it and became Flour of the Lake. Now it's like my adopted son, so we kind of kept in the family. I was then officially retired for 3 months. Went home. Did everything, traveled to Europe, all kind of stuff, you know, and I looked at my wife and said, you having fun? She said, I'm miserable. So we came back and tried to help y'all again, right, Brian? You got in the way again. I still have my old chairs to take together and everything like that, you know, so we came back and started working. But the reason I'm getting to the final part now, God moves in mysterious ways. We are Sicilians, and we have the St. Joseph table. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a celebration, it's a Sicilian celebration. And we have a table and we give away food, we share. And we would feed like 1,000 people. In fact, honey, I want you to get a picture of the table. Okay?
I know, I forgot that too.
Okay, and so we feed 1,000 people or so, you know, and everything, but we had to have cakes on the table. And my son-in-law, Brian, we were trying today, you know, to repeat what I told you. So anyway, so he started baking cakes. We were involved, and God was showing us what to do. So, Brian wanted to make king cakes. I said, son, you start off something you might not want to start off. And he did. We started making king cakes. We've been doing it ever since. Then he decided he wanted to start making other cakes. And I was just sort of like the go for my wife and I do the paperwork. And now, Brian, my son Lee, my nephew Ricky, my daughter Jill, they're the second generation in business business. And now my granddaughter Jalene's graduated from McLeese. She's going to be the third generation. And she's coming into business full time now. She's got one more class at McLeese. She graduates this coming fall. And so it's the third generation of business. Now that's what you got to talk to now. They developed the cake business to go along with our other business. And it's fitting hand in hand.
So you were telling me the trademark on your
pizza called Pizza Lotta. It's trademarked in the state of Louisiana. We've been having it go on our third trademark every 10 years. And we always use that term. It's a cross between a pizza and a muffalata. Mm-hmm. It's very popular. But we got it trademarked in Pronia's Deli.
Yes, sir.
And so we have a unique business. We have a lot of fun. And I've gained a few pounds over the years, but here we are.
And you're very well known locally. Is there any reason, say, for instance, you wouldn't want to expand or open a different location somewhere else?
We've been offered to go to Houston. I don't want to have 2 locations in the same town.
Yes, sir.
I think that's why. It's good for some.
You think it would hurt your business
like
overall?
No, it's just not needed. It's just not needed.
Gotcha.
It's good for McDonald's or someone like that, like Gary. You know?
Yes, sir.
But for a mom and pop shop like us, we had a local. We put all our effort here. One thing I want to share with you, and after I'm gonna shut up. You know, I would hate to think that I came through my life wanting to try something and not try it, even if I fail. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
You cut the camera off, I'll tell you something.